Good evening and welcome to Newswatch. Tonight, we already have the latest stories lined up for you. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Tony Omondi and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Murithi. Let's begin with our top story tonight. And our Sports Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohamed is among the first 6 candidates who've appeared before the World Trade Organization WTO member team to present their vision in their quest for the WTO Director General post. Africa has got 3 candidates, Asia 2, Europe 2 and US 1 vying for the powerful position. The WTO General Council is expected to reach a decision by consensus on a suitable candidate who will succeed the current Director General before August 31st. The contenders made their 15-minute presentation to the 164 member state representatives at the WTO headquarters in Geneva. Dickens Luvanda has more.
Africa seems to be divided in the race for the World Trade Organization WTO Director General position after the continent fronted 3 candidates, including former Foreign Affairs Minister Amina Mohamed from Kenya.
If selected,
Amina is also the current Sports Cabinet Secretary. Former Nigerian Finance Minister Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who currently serves on the boards of a number of global organizations, and Egyptian commercial law academic Abdelhamid Mado. The 3 candidates have already appeared before the WTO General Council, which is the decision-making body of the organization, to pitch their suitability, with Amina appearing on Thursday evening.
As it's influential.
The WTO Council is composed of envoys from the 164 WTO member states. Other 5 candidates in the race are former United Kingdom Trade Secretary Dr. Liam Fox, Jesus Saud Kuri of Mexico, Shuda Olyonoshi of Moldova, Saudi Arabia's former Economy Minister Mohammad Mazia Al-Turi, and South Korea's Trade Minister Yoon Young-hee.
All the values that we take for granted are so fundamental to this system as you to be drawn from the box here.
Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity to meet with delegations to talk about my candidacy.
The 8 candidates are seeking to replace Brazilian Roberto Del Azevedo, who has served since 2013 when Amina Mohamed first made the first stab to the position. Each of the candidates is expected to outline how they will keep the WTO running in the face of threats to multilateralism, especially from the United States, which is incidentally a member of the organization, before a consensus is reached by August 31st that will see a suitable candidate appointed to succeed the outgoing DG Roberto Azevedo, a Brazilian who has served in the position since 2013.
We want developing countries to be more of an integral part of the world economy.
Dickens Luvanda, Hope TV Newswatch.
A new study has shown that 2 in young adults in Kenya have experienced violence during childhood. The survey, undertaken by the Ministry of Labour and Social Protection and led by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, further says that 46% of people aged between 18 and 24 had faced at least one type of violence, either physical, emotional or sexual, during their childhood, as well as 52% of young men in the same age group. While releasing the 2019 Violence Against Children Survey and other child protection and advocacy documents, Labour and Social Protection Cabinet Secretary Simon Chelugui said the survey report gives the government a strong planning tool for combating all forms of violence against children in the country. Our reporter Alice Diana has more details.
The Violence Against Children report, released on Thursday by Labour Cabinet Secretary Simon Chelugui with other organizations, measured the prevalence, nature and consequences of physical, emotional and sexual violence against children and youth. The CS specifically named the violence children experience in homes, which the survey found to be high, where children are exposed to physical violence, emotional violence, violent discipline by their parents, caregivers or other adult relatives.
Our country has been making progress in the right direction. However, the overall prevalence is still too high, and it is important to note that some of the form of recent sexual violence experienced by girls aged 13 to 17 has increased from 2010 to 2019, which is concerning.
The report says that men between the ages of 18 and 24 experience childhood violence as opposed to women. 56.1% of males and 45.9% of females underwent physical violence in their childhood. The report has also shown that 37.9% of the males experienced the violence at the hands of parents, caregivers, and adult relatives in comparison to 28.9% of females.
Families are under stress, facing uncertain futures and juggling many issues. Violence against children can become an outlet to frustrations, and children are also more at risk from online predators.
Again, the report shows that females who experience childhood violence are more likely to experience mental distress at 77.4% and suicidal ideation at 40.7% compared to females who did not experience childhood violence. Another critical finding the CS said is that children who experience physical, sexual, and emotional violence suffer from mental health problems and are likely to become perpetrators in their adulthood.
Children who witness or experience violence might learn that violence is appropriate for conflict resolution or is acceptable in intimate interpersonal settings. Now it's time to stop the cycle of violence to protect our children and their children and generations to come in this great nation called Kenya.
U.S. Ambassador to Kenya Kyle McCarter, who participated in the meeting virtually, said the Violence Against Children survey is important and timely, especially at this time when there are media reports on teenage girls becoming pregnant during lockdown. Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Alice Diana.
The Council of Governors Chairperson Wycliffe Oparanya wants the 20 billion equalization fund at the National Treasury be used to cushion struggling counties as debate on proposed revenue sharing gains momentum. 316.5 billion shillings was allocated to counties as equitable shareable revenue in the 2020-2021 financial year, but several leaders have come out to oppose the new sharing formula that will see several counties remain cash-strapped. Vihiga Governor Wilbur Otichilo pleaded with the Senate to defer the law by 1 year and consider less developed counties that will be affected economically.
It will be a disaster if the Senate okayed that the formula be used, because some of the counties like Vihiga will be suffer to a level whereby we will not be able to run the government. Because basically, what we are losing is the money we use to do operation and maintenance, and also do projects. So I need to plead with the Assembly, with the Senate, probably to defer until next year. And we must have a clear conversation on how we can improve the formula so that it is not the making other counties have unfair or not equitable share of the revenue.
I know some counties will lose, but the same counties have already prepared their budgets at the moment. It will be very difficult or very painful to adjust your budget by 400 million here in Vihiga. That is a very, very big figure. And I will not want that to happen, because that will affect the entire operation of Vihiga. But we are saying, this 1 year, we can have the equalization funds used to cushion those counties that are losing out. Furthermore, this equalization fund has never been properly implemented since inception. And as I talk now, it has over 20 billion Kenyan shillings that is being held by the Treasury. So this money will be used to cushion for this 1 year, as now they plan their future. Because it will be now certain that this is now my yearly budget.
A total of 570 COVID-19 patients have been discharged in the last 24 hours after they fully recovered from the virus. Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe addressed the media from Nakuru County said 512 were receiving home-based care, while 58 were admitted to various hospitals across the country. This even as the country has recorded 421 new cases, bringing the total number of infections to 11,673. Our reporter Grace Wangui gives us the details.
It is a good day for Kenya as the highest number of recoveries have been reported, standing at 570. Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe said this while making the pronouncement in Nakuru, where he had toured as part of the ministry's agenda to ensure all counties are prepared to handle the increase in COVID-19 cases. Even better news is the efficiency of home-based care, as 512 patients were discharged from homes, while the rest 58 from various health facilities, bringing the tally to 3,638. While commending Nakuru government for surpassing the 300-bed capacity requirement that was directed by the President Uhuru Kenyatta, the CES raised concern at the carelessness that's being depicted by most men, saying the average females walking around have their masks on.
And I would like to appeal that we adhere strictly to this, to the measures that have been given. The myth also that only old people can get it is also not true. I have said it and you have sung it. You can get it. I can get it. We can all. There you go.
The Cabinet Secretary further called on Kenyans to exercise self-responsibility if the dream to flatten the curve is to be achieved and not to misuse the freedom of movement given by the President. Nairobi County continues to lead in the number of positive cases at 246 today, while Kiambu follows with 38, Makueni at 33, Busia at 32 and Kajiado at 20. Mombasa has today recorded 15 cases, while Machakos 9, Migori 10. The rest of the counties had less cases, with Lamu having 4, Uasin Gishu and Nakuru at 3, Kisumu and Bomet at 2, while Nyamira and Narok with 1 case each. Grace Wangui, Hope TV News Watch.
All right, let's now take a short commercial break on News Watch. We'll be back with more stories. Keep it Hope TV.
What comes to your mind when you think of the perfect home for your family? Is it the beauty, the comfort, the security, the convenience, or even the affordability? Victory Gardens offers exactly that and much more. It is just 10 minutes drive from Kitengela town and 3.8 kilometers off the tarmac. This gated community project comes with solar street lighting, Maram roads, beautiful trees, 24-hour security, and water connected to every plot. The best part is, families are already living here. Call us today on 0702 831083 or visit www.optiven.co.ke.
Optiven Limited, the pacesetters in real estate.
Tunakuletea burudani safi kutoka wanamuziki wa nyimbo za sifa na ibada, mahojiano ya moja kwa moja na mafunzo ya hali ya juu.
Dhamira ya mtu ikifa anaweza fanya anything. Because kile kinanitofautisha na mbuzi ni dhamira.
There was this time niliambia Mungu, mimi samahani Mungu, lakini naona umenifanya mimi kuwa daraja. Sitaki.
Ni mahali pa uchipuzi na ulezi wa vipaji.
Mwimbaji anaweza itisha akitaka, lakini unajua hiyo ni sauti hajanunua. Hujanunua, hiyo ni umebarikiwa nayo. So hiyo unaweza mupeane aidha bure ama. Lakini hii pande nyingine sisi tumeinvest, ni investment.
Tunabeba mwili, lakini mimi sikujua hii ni maagano nafanya.
Ungana naye Mwalimu Shaban Brima kila Ijumaa saa 2 jioni na marudio kila Jumamosi saa 10 jioni. Machozi ya furaha, nishangaze baba.
kwa ushuhuda wangu watambue wewe ni Mungu.
Welcome back to Newswatch. The county government of Isiolo, in partnership with the national government officials, have launched the National Hygiene Program, or Kazi Mtaani project, in Isiolo town. The initiative, which is designed to cushion the most vulnerable but able-bodied citizens living in informal settlements during this season, is set to benefit about 3,479 youths in Isiolo County who will be working in 20 informal settlements within Isiolo municipality. Isiolo Lands and Physical Planning CEC Yusuf Dahir said the county will continue partnering with the national government in various projects such as fumigation and disinfection being undertaken in Isiolo.
Ni initiative nzuri ambayo imeanzishwa na His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, na tunafurahia pia kama county kwamba tunaweza pata hii kazi ku work together also with national government. Ukiona sisi tuna represent county na pia officers pia kutoka national government pia wako hapa, na hii inaonyesha sana the cooperation between the two levels of the government.
Jua kwamba watu wetu wameathirika kwa hii COVID-19 kwa sababu COVID-19 wale walikuwa na biashara sasa biashara imepungua, wale walikuwa wanafanya kazi ya mkono siku hizi imepungua pia. Kwa serikali yetu ilionelea kwamba hii mradi isaidie wale vijana kutoka miaka 18 mpaka 35 years.
Moving on, the Kalonzo Musyoka Foundation has donated assorted items, including 12 tons of sanitary towels, sanitizers, hand-washing soaps, and maize flour to 5 children homes from Soweto, Kayole, Pipeline, Mathare, and Umoja in Nairobi to cater for over 350 orphans. Speaking in Nairobi, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka said well-wishers should rise to help needy families, especially in slum areas who've been adversely affected by the current pandemic. He has also encouraged Kenyans to be more careful while traveling to rural areas now that COVID-19 cases are rising in the counties.
We continue to thank many of our collaborators who know the little work we are doing here as KMF. Wakati wa COVID, we said, gave the example of the hummingbird, kadege kadogo weighing under 2 grams. Kaliona one time, kichaka kikubwa kimeshika moto. Wanyama wakubwa wanahangaika huko, kina simba, kina twiga, wote wanaangalia. Alafu hakuna ambaye anajua atafanya nini. Sasa ndege huyu mdogo sana akakimbia na mabawa yake mahali the nearest water point, anaweka kwa hiyo mabawa, anakuja anajaribu kumwagia kichaka. And then the big animals asked them, as this little hummingbird, what in the world are you trying to do? She looks at them and says, at least I'm doing something. At least I'm doing something. Tunajua kwamba shida hii ya COVID ni kubwa sana, na kama zote tungekuwa na moyo kujaribu kufanya kakitu, a lot of our people in the slum areas will not sleep hungry, watakuwa na hope. Hakuna anayejua hii COVID itaisha mwaka gani ama mwezi gani. Kwa hivyo kwa sasa lazima tujikakamue, tuzidi kushikilia na kunawa mikono, to observe distance. Kama vile nimeona hapa kila mtu ameweka distance mzuri sana.
The government is strengthening partnerships as one way of strengthening innovation in the country. This is expected to solve an employment crisis that has for decades bedeviled the country. Deputy President William Ruto spoke when he toured the Computer for Schools Kenya, said the government, in partnership with the company, will enable the appropriate and proper disposal of electronic waste that has remained a major problem in the country. He encouraged innovations in the country to spur development in Kenya.
Kenya is one among middle and lower-income economies that perform significantly better on innovation than their current level of development will predict. However, low investment in research and uneven adoption of innovation processes by young people and businesses has pulled back the innovation sector in the country. The government is planning to build capacity in tech innovation and utilization of knowledge to transform the economy of this country. Deputy President William Ruto, who paid a visit to Computers for Schools Kenya, said that the government is strengthening partnership as one way of enhancing and strengthening innovation in the country. With young people perceived to be the integral players in the transformation of the country, the government is planning to create an enabling environment for innovation.
The government of Kenya will work with you to ensure that we structure a partnership that is going to be mutually beneficial. And then the third item is what Chairman has raised with me on an enabling environment provided for by the government of Kenya to make sure that there is proper use, there is adequate servicing and management of all our ICT assets.
Now this is expected to create more employment opportunities in the country where thousands of graduates are still grappling with unemployment.
We want to say you are a great partner. We may not have done as much as the scope allows, but I think there is always an opportunity for us to improve on what we're doing and even to build our partnership better.
Management of electronic waste has been a major problem in Kenya. The country generates over 44,000 tons of electronic waste each year, items such as old laptops and phones that end up polluting the environment.
E-waste is a major challenge, not just in Kenya, but worldwide. Because of the technology that goes into producing these gadgets, and because of all the elements, including lead and sulfur and all the others that go into the manufacture of these gadgets, it is necessary for us to provide for a sound legal basis for its disposal.
In the Kenya Vision 2030 blueprint, the government aims at transforming the country into a newly industrializing middle-income economy, providing a high quality of life to all its citizens in a clean and secure environment. Kenya relatively ranks high on key science and technology indicators compared to other regional democracies. However, there's still much to be done in the innovation sector that remains to be the defining pillar of development. Mark Kimondo for Hope TV, Nairobi.
Now, since the coronavirus pandemic hit the country, most organizations have resorted to working from home as the best precautionary measure to avoid the spread of the virus. As Kenyans embrace to work from home, medical specialists have raised concerns that working from home may bring some negative physical effects if people do not observe healthy behaviors. Our reporter Faith Imani Mugo tells us how working long hours may be dangerous to your health.
COVID-19 has brought with it different dynamics in people's social lives. And with many people having to work from home, many have resorted to working for many hours seated before computers. This, however, specialists have said is a major challenge to physical health. Many patients presenting themselves with neck pain, shoulder pains, chest pains, and spinal injuries.
During COVID-19, there is a difference because we have more patients coming in with upper back pain, with lower back pain. That was like 80% of our clientele. But right now we are having a lot of patients with upper back pain and neck pain. Like that is basically 80% right now. We have a bit of 20% of patients with sports injuries, owing to the fact that more and more people have more time to exercise as a way of relieving stress. So because of that new trend, they are venturing into exercises which they were not used to, hence they end up with injuries.
Prior to COVID-19 pandemic, the ILO estimates that 7.9% of world's workforce worked from home on a permanent basis. Although some of these workers were teleworkers, most were not, as the figure includes a wide range of occupations including industrial outworkers, artisans, self-employed business workers, and freelancers, in addition to employees. Employees accounted for 1 out of 5 home-based workers worldwide. Together with good posture, it is advisable to shop for a proper chair, especially if you're working for long hours. Naomi tells us more.
This chair, by all means, is wrong because it's not allowing for our thighs to be properly supported. It's not allowing for our back to be fully supported all the way to the head, and it's not allowing for our feet to be settled. Should have a good area for the thighs to rest, okay? And it should allow for 90 degrees of your knees, and your feet should be fully on the ground. Another important aspect of a good chair is the armrest. The armrest is meant for your arms. Whenever possible, like if you are working on a desktop, whenever possible, allow your arms to rest on the armrest. The reason behind this is your arms have some weight. And if the whole day you are going to be in that position, by the end of the day you are going to be squeezing your shoulders and saying, this really hurts. So the essence of the armrest is to take some weight off your shoulders as much as possible.
As people continue to work from home, a number of them are likely to develop complications with physical fitness. However, specialists say with good working habits, taking breaks and sitting in the right posture would make working from home an enjoyable experience. Whereas venturing in exercise is good for one's health, Naomi says one needs to go out there with the right shoes and the right attires in order to avoid unnecessary pains from the exercise. Working from home may be the new norm for the next few months, if not years, and pressure to deliver assignments and in a bid to meet deadlines can be quite demanding. It is then advisable, for the sake of one's physical health, get the right chair, get the right posture while working, exercise right, and take breaks in between work to stretch. This will help curb future injuries to your body. Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Faith Imani Mugo.
With a story from Faith Imani Mugo, we take another short commercial break on Newswatch. Business News is coming up next.
Superboo. Watch the new Superbook series from season 3 and 4 exclusively on Hope TV.
Strike these people, I pray, with blindness.
Superbook, Saturdays at 8:30 a.m. on Hope TV, where you look and live.
Join us every Sunday for unlimited, uplifting, powerful worship, only on Extended Worship.
Welcome back to the broadcast. Now, Greenleaf production by factories affiliated to the Kenya Tea Development Agency KTDA Holdings has grown by 28.5% for the year ended June 30th, 2020 to stand at 1.448 billion kilograms compared to 1.127 billion kgs over a similar period last year. The growth is attributed to continued favorable weather across tea-growing regions, improved crop husbandry practices among tea farmers and farmers who've resumed delivering crop to their factories due to better payments and services. This growth came amid a tumultuous second half of the year that saw global tea prices plummet on the back of product oversupply in the market as well as disruptions occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic. And the Nairobi Regional Commissioner Wilson Jenga has called on traders at the busy Gikomba market to cooperate with the government as it seeks to modernize the market and make it more accessible. Jenga has warned non-compliant traders that the law will take its course. Jenga says the government has embarked on building access roads in the market to enhance accessibility in case of emergencies and fire outbreaks. The Nairobi Metropolitan Service has already set aside funds to construct 3 main access roads and other feeder roads.
And we were in a total agreement with all the stakeholders that we needed to leave the access roads clear. And after that agreement, the Nairobi Metropolitan Service pegged the access roads so that they could be cleared for easy access, even for traders and their customers. And by and large, many people complied, and once the areas were pegged, the access roads, they complied and removed. They were not able, where the structures were burned, they did not bring them back, but some attempted to bring back the structures on areas where were clearly pegged by the Nairobi Metropolitan Service. I heard some people being interviewed in the media yesterday saying they were only given 2 days. You remember this fire did not happen 2 days ago. It's over 2 weeks now. And that engagement, even the pegging, has been going on, and consultation that we need to clear those access roads for the benefit of the traders themselves and the people who will come there to buy their wares. Many of those traders complied because there are several access roads to that area. But we had a problem in Kware Road, and I think this is where those people who were being interviewed yesterday were coming from. There was some resistance there. Some people insisted on staying on the access roads. And this usually in a civilized society, we cannot allow a few people to block access for so many others. Because the Gikomba market, you are aware, is a very big market. Yeah, the biggest market we have around. And many people come. And all of you are aware, even accessing there has been a nightmare sometimes, even when we have issues to deal with there. So it is in the interest of all the traders and the general public for us for the NMS to be allowed to complete the grading and improvement of these access roads for the benefit of the traders and the general public.
Well, right, that story brings us to the end of this live broadcast tonight. Thank you for keeping us company this far. I'll see you again tomorrow, same time. My name is Tony Omondi, and our sign language interpreter has been Boniface Murithi. Have a good night.